this, which is here's the drain into the ground, and then there it is coming out of the camper. And so there's a freshwater hose from here all the way back around to the spigot, and then so that's the one with the blue line on it for fresh water. Then over here we've got another one with a red line on it, and that comes over here, and you can see that goes into this clear coupling, which is where all of your waste drains. You've got two kinds. You've got liquid waste and you've got body waste. Gray water, black water, right? And so you pull the T-handle, so I just ran a little bit of water, so I pull that T-handle, and then what I get is a little bit of flow of water. I think you can see that in there, right? And so you keep that so you can just have sense that stuff is flowing. It's gonna come down this line, and it goes out to that. That's a little bit of a weird roller coaster. I think we're still going to work on mastering that, but this little interesting crawly thing is just a series of, it's just a plastic thing that extends out and lets you keep the line off the ground. Why? Because the ground is not going to be level. It allows you to kind of give it some kind of downward angle towards the drain, so it's going to let gravity do your work for you. All right, so I just push that T-handle back in, and if I want to drain the black water, the body waste, there's a T-handle for that. And then there's another T-handle on the other side. No one can really figure out why you need to do both, but you do. So we'd pull the other one, and then we'd pull this one, and boop, the rest of the stuff goes out. When we close those up, then we use this to clear the line and do a draining on it. It's like a little enema for your system, and it just washes out all the gook and then just lets that flow down. That right there, that's our power supply. That comes over here, up into this. And you can see that's hooked up, and then there's different circuit breakers. We're on a 30 amp system right there. That's what our system uses, so and that powered this bad boy up. Okay, so we got the water hooked up, and the minute we turned it on, water started leaking out from the side of the van, and it was this connection right here. I did not take the time to videotape this effort. Pretty sure there would have been some YouTube inappropriate expressions going on, but that line just popped straight out because the line was worn where the compression fitting was, and it doesn't appear to actually have been installed completely correctly. So we were able to just remove the whole fitting, cut back the line a little bit, reinstall a compression fitting, and get it back in there, and now it's holding just fine. And so that was the first big adventure. And so you can see we got good water running, and it's not a great fitting. Everything just needs to be tightened down, I think, but so far so good. All right, the sink is going all right. We're coming out of both the hot and the cold side, and it looks like we're doing okay here. And then the tub, got the water flowing just fine. All going in there. Look at the size of this thing. My foot for scale. Yeah, I think the first shower in here is going to be worth documenting special for everybody. Okay, now here's the other piece of the systems for the two other pieces. Right here, this is 2 batteries, all right? So the camper can run on AC, DC, right? And then there's also some propane tanks under here. So we saw I showed you the plug earlier, so that's when you're in an established site, you can plug in and use the AC power. But otherwise, we got 2 big old batteries right here that do the job and can provide up to 2 to 3 days worth of power for the DC systems inside. And then for the propane, that's underneath this. Alright, so 2 tanks, and then down underneath there, it'll show you that you're green, that you've got propane in the tanks, and then on top of that is a switch that shows you which side is currently providing the gas. So when your gas runs out, that little indicator in there will turn red. Then you flip it over to the other tank, that'll turn green, and then you immediately go and you fill up the side that has emptied out. And that's just a way of keeping track of who's who in the zoo there and who's doing what. And then the last piece up front here that I'll show you is this jack. All right, this is the power jack on the nose of the trailer. All right, so there you go. And then it's got a toggle switch here to raise and lower the tongue, and that's how we get it high enough to get onto the trailer hitch, and then also how we provide leveling front to back. Alright, so the back of the camper, and when we came to get set up, you lift this, try and do it with one hand for videotaping, and that clips there. And then in the back here you can see we've got, there's the water tank for if you want to bring water with you if you're boondocking and using your own internal water supply. There's a bunch of couplings and fittings that my father-in-law has accumulated over the years. There's a couple more hoses there. There is a couple of tarps that were in here, some gloves, wicked important when you're dealing with the poop line, and a couple more fittings, and then a coax for doing cable. And so as you may have surmised at this point, the bathroom is like right around here in the camper. Drain line, the refrigerator and stuff is right here. Here's the slide out. We haven't dealt with that yet. All right, so this is what the underbelly of your camper will look like if it's one of these. I don't know if they're all like this. I don't particularly want to find out. But there's that pop out inside, right, that goes out. And it goes out on a jack screw, which is this. So this spins, and then I'll see if I can pull this thing around so you can see that up at this end, hey, that's my face. That's not at all what I was aiming for. Up at this end, that screws, and that whole unit back there will push out. Okay, well, when this gets all crud infested like this is, this motor is gonna work and it's gonna burn out eventually, and I don't want it to do that. So we're gonna clean it, wire brush it, and then put some new grease on there. And yes, I am actually wearing a polo shirt. This is not planned, it just worked this way because, well, I left everything in the dryer at my in-laws' house. So all my t-shirts are still back over there. I'll go get them tonight. But I just don't want to wait on this because that's ugly. And I want to get this thing set up for later. So awesome. Time to get on this jack screw and get this thing. Let's just knock the rust off and put it in my eyes. That's awesome. Note to self, more safety glasses. Okay. Okay, so here we are. We have just finished doing the wire brushing and greasing of the jack screw, as well as the slides that go out and the little wheels on there. I don't think the wheels are actually turning, so we'll see what happens. So this is the pop out. It's going to go. Normally what we do is we have one guy here and one guy there, and they lean on it and push. When this thing, the 2 times we've done it, it has been loud, it has been painful sounding, and I'm going to hope that this is going to go better this time. So here we go. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, stop. Coming back in. Okay, attempt 2.0. There's these supports up in there that brace on the side. Yeah, I didn't take those down. All right, here we go. We're gonna try this again. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Joe, stop pushing so hard. All right, Josh, good. Joe, push a little bit. That's way quieter than it's ever been, guys. Okay, what happens if you stop pushing, both of you?
Yeah, I suspected as much. Are you kidding me?
That's pretty awesome.
I would have pushed it for no reason.
All right, and that is out, and that was super quiet. compared to any other time, the 2 times before that we did it, which sounded like rust on rust. So I'm going to declare victory. I don't know about you guys. You feel good about it?
V for victory.
V for victory. We'll take it. All right.
I was pushing for no reason.
Well, it was great for anybody who's watching this video. All right, cool. We're there. Thanks.
Content.
Okay, here's what we got so far. Josh and I just put the awning up. Young Bear soaking in the shade. The awning is really wet, and I guess that's just years of accumulation and not drying. It's going to dry now. Actually, I think there's a flap up here that I can pull over. Yeah, I can. Oh, that's just juicy up inside there. Oh, there's the mesh. Sorry. Okay, there it is. Oh, yeah, that's magical. My hands will never be clean again. You think that's all right, Young Bear?
I'm feeling great in the shade.
Great in the shade.